Obsidian. Obsidian. You guys look like you about to outdo yourselves. You know, everyone that's been watching this channel, I'm a huge fan of Obsidian. Cognito likes to call them the Black Rock, which I guess that's technically what they are. The name Obsidian. Especially being Minecraft. You guys should get that joke. But Obsidian's always been one of those companies that resonates with me hugely. Now, I do need to go back and play the Pillar of Eternity games. I've not played those, and I hear they're actually pretty good. And Avowed is based off those games, so I really need to go back and at least learn the lore when it comes to Pillars of Eternity. But we got some more information on Avowed. A huge dump after we saw the trailer that just announced. Xbox Showcase really has done significant stuff. And let's just get straight into it, guys. Let's go into what they have been showing. As you can see, Clover over there on Twitter has made this video a little bit easier for us. He has shown all the good info. He's put it in little tallies. We love these people. This is new info on Avowed. Optional, playable in third person. Game is basically done, and they're in polishing phase. Combat is heavily improved, including better hit animations, mixed in match abilities plus respect. So you'll be able to. Okay, let's just continue. Then we'll go through these. Alternative hidden paths to approach fights, skill trees, dialogue choice, companions, full Obsidian RPG, gear quality, common, fine, exceptional, legendary, gears upgradable. Let's see if there's anything else. Still on a strong. Okay, so that's pretty much it. All right, so as you can see, when it comes to this particular game, you guys know I've been a huge fan of Avowed. Avowed's always resonated with me on what I'm seeing. Now, I will admit, I was a little disappointed with what it seemed like to me, the change in art a little bit. The original one that they showed, I think it was like 2020 or something like that. I can't remember exactly what year Avowed was officially announced. You guys can put it in the comment section below. But when we saw this, it did look like it was going to be on like a Skyrim type of artistic choice, where it's like a realism type of thing. But we never got that. And I was disappointed, to say the least, when we first saw that, because that was something I was extremely excited to play at the time, because it, with the little hand symbols, it did look like it was going to have a little bit of a realism approach in terms of artwork. It did look like they scaled that back a little bit. We heard from a variety of sources throughout the years that Avowed was in a state where they had to actually relaunch the game, essentially. It was back when they said that there was going to be like co-op experiences in it. They took that out. They wanted the game to feel more Obsidian-like. They wanted the game to have more dialogue, just feel more of like something that they play, something that they make. When you look at something like the Outer Worlds 2, they're good at what they do. And to me, if they said, look, this isn't working, it doesn't feel like our type of game, I'm glad that Microsoft and Xbox gave them the opportunity to go back and, rework some of these aspects of the game. So let's go through here and talk about these individually. Play the whole game in third person. I don't know if you could play the Outer Worlds in third person. I'm pretty sure you could. I know you could play Fallout New Vegas in third person. So I guess, like, to me, this didn't really, get my attention as much, because I actually figured this would be the ideal thing we would actually get to play the game in third person. It didn't make sense to not be able to play the game in third person. I will say I'm kind of curious to the quality between first person and third person. You guys know when some games have a first person aspect or a third person aspect, and they give you the option to see the game in the other viewpoint, sometimes the quality isn't the same as the quality of what the game was being originally built on. I could think of games like, for instance, GTA 5. When they made the first person aspect, I actually felt like that was on par with the third person. It's one of the very few developers that do it. I do think this is going to be relatively the same experience, regardless what position you play it in. Obsidian's usually pretty good at stuff like this. Game is basically done in a polishing phase. That's fantastic. We don't need another buggy game. We get too many buggy games as it is. We don't need another one. I love when, we're probably 4 to 5 months away from Avowed. And instead of pushing this game out sooner, they'd rather go ahead and just give Avowed and give Obsidian more time to actually polish the bugs, make sure the game comes out. You know, we want a functioning game more than we want a fast game. And that's just me. I do think we come across too many broken games. You know, put in the comment section below what's the most broken game you guys come across, because I want to hear that. You know, I think first thing I think of is like Halo Master Chief Collection, Battlefield 4. These are some of the most broken games in history. State of Decay 2 is one of them that was really broken. Combat heavily improved, including better hit reactions. Yes, I actually felt like I was one of the people when I saw the gameplay they showed at the beginning of the year. As much as the gameplay looked good, it did feel like there was no real reactions when you actually connected your sword or anything to the enemy. And I'm glad that they they redid that. They put a little bit more focus on it. You could tell in the gameplay they showed at the E3 or whatever you guys want to call it, the Xbox showcase. You got the mix and match abilities plus a respect. I don't know if you guys know what a respect is. It's pretty much if you want to play the game in a different perspective, maybe instead of being a warrior, you want to be a mage, you're able to respect your character. There's a lot of games that do that. A lot of games that don't for some reason. Their last game, they allowed you to go to the bench and respect. You know, I think people love the Outer Worlds, and that was one of the aspects. They gave you the freedom to play the game exactly how you wanted it. Alternative hidden paths to approach fights. This screams like Dishonored type of approach. I hope that they really let you either stealth the game, let you go in there full blazing. I'm kind of curious if you're like a mage build, there's going to be like certain scenarios that you can only do as a mage. I'm wanting a little bit more info on that. Because you could say that about anything. I want to see if they mean that. If they mean that this is approachable in multiple different aspects, multiple different ways that you can play the game. So I would like to know that as well. Skill trees, dialogue choice, companions. It's a full Obsidian RPG. This line is Obsidian. Skill trees. They do a good job with skill trees. Dialogue choice. I would actually make an argument that as of right now, Obsidian does dialogue better than Bethesda. And that's just my opinion. You know, maybe in the comment section below you guys can disagree or maybe even agree with me. Some of you tend to do that from time to time. Agree with me. Companions, once again, Obsidian does this very well. You know, there was some people from the Outer Worlds that I really enjoyed, that really vibe with me. And I'm hoping we get something like that here. You know, you got the blue fish dude. I don't know what his official race is called. He just looked like a blue fish to me. So hopefully he's a very, viable character. You enjoy some of these. We need more of that, not less of that. And then the quality gear. This has generally been in these type of games. For the most part, when you go into these type of games, you want that quality gear because it's easier for the developers to make something special. Like Legendary, most of the time when it comes to like Legendary gear, they don't have any common, fine, or exceptional counterparts. Legendary gear normally is like, unique in a way where there's not as much of them, but they all have unique skills, unique approaches, unique names. Sometimes you go into, you see like a black shirt. There's a black common shirt, black fine shirt, black exceptional shirt. Most of the time when it hits the legendary stats, they kind of like, rescale that and do something different. Look, Obsidian going to be a good game. Obsidian makes good games. And even though I'm still a little down, I'm still a little hurt, just a little bit with the art direction they went. When I look at Avowed, it looks phenomenal. People sit there and they say, oh, this game's going to get Game of the Year. That game's going to get Game of the Year. I don't think people are putting enough respect on BlackRock's name. Obsidian going to come out in the middle of nowhere and snatch that Game of the Year. I don't know. I'm hoping it's good. I'm hoping it at least gets in the, the nominations for Game of the Year. But as far as getting Game of the Year, that's up in the air. We got to see the game come out first. But anyway, tell me what you guys feel about this. Put in the comment section below. I'm very curious for your guys' opinion on this. Is this something that's important to you? How do you guys feel about Avowed these days? It was announced a couple years ago. We're finally getting to the point where we're going to play these games. We're going to get our hands on the sticks. If you guys enjoyed this video, definitely hit that like button. It's always appreciated. You can always sub to the channel. We do weekly content over here. I'll probably be streaming Killer Clowns and some Destiny on my streaming channel known as Addict Arena. All that's in the description below. I want to thank everyone for supporting the channel. It's always appreciated. And until next time, this is Gaming Addict. I'm out of here. Peace. Black Rock is cooking.